I was once told that most likely, out of 100 free games, 1 or 2 of them might be good. I don't believe in that sentiment too much. Too much. Because at some point, you have to realize there are shitty free games. APB reload shit. That's basically what it is. This game is like a fucking derpy ass version of Saints Row. The most derpy version of any Saints Row game. I mean any. It's a derpy version of Saints Row 3, put it this way. The whole fucking map isn't bigger than goddamn Walker, and that's where I live. You wanna know how big that is? Yeah, this one quadrant of Walker, this 1/4 of everything on just one side. It's not even 1,000 people living here, damn near. And while we're at that, how populated is the map? Civilians do not feel real. I mean, this city, no matter how small it is, it's just pathetic. It really is pathetic. There's only one key location I found throughout the whole map. The whole of it. And even then, I'm not even sure what it was. Maybe it was a bar. Maybe it was a strip bar. I don't know. It just had neon over it, basically. So what's the premise of the game? Okay. You can pick either 1. Be a government-licensed vigilante, or 2. A hardened criminal. That's actually a pretty novel idea, in my opinion. I always loved the idea of 2 factions, 1 good, 1 bad, whatever. Pick one of the 2, go as one of the 2, you know, do your missions and compete against one another, right? And have this world. It should feel like a world, right? APB Reloaded doesn't even feel like a world. There's no characters. It's an online game, yes. So it's fine that there's a lack of story, technically, because it's missions. But even then, there should be at least some semblance somewhere, right? I mean, even DC Universe Online still had missions. They had stories, no matter how good or how bad they may be. You know, that you went out and did something, if you did it for Batman or if you did it for the Joker. But, oh, and speaking of Joker, there's these big fucking vendor boxes that are called Joker ammunition. Don't know why they're in the game. Don't know why, especially if they're for the cops. And it makes the world feel all the more dystopic, and the criminal is that much more sympathetic, because you go up and you're you want some guns? And just some fucking maniac on the other end of some mic spitting out words and laughter. It's creepy. Oh, and the textures are awful. Awful. I mean, you ever see a really good looking PS2 game? Well, let's say GTA San Andreas, for example. Imagine San Andreas if it were remastered on the PS4, but they didn't actually change any of the textures. They just changed the quality. Think about it. And the only difference is that the models look okay for the characters. You know, but the pedestrians look derpy as fuck. And so, like, I came into this game with kind of an excitement. Surprisingly, I actually was kind of interested to see what would come out of a free vigilante versus criminal game. And there's not been that many games that even attuned to that level, besides, well, like before DC Universe Online, where you're a hero or you're a villain. But, like, God damn, this game was so disappointing. I mean, on the web? Okay. So, throughout the game, there's different vendors, so to speak, for missions. I don't even know how you start a mission. I didn't play it long enough. Besides, you have to click ready, and you basically get sent to someone else's mission, to where you do their objectives and whatever for them. Which even then, sometimes you'll be waiting for a little bit, because the map's not even populated enough. Oh, and I was on the North America server. I wonder how many people are on the Europe. Jeez. But then, would eventually, so, with the vendors, as I was saying, you have, like, 8 to 10-ish different vendors, so to speak, because they give you guns, they give you missions, from what I know. All of them are criminals, mind you, so they're literally criminals that are rats, basically. And on the other side, I'm assuming if you're a criminal, you have a corrupt vigilante helping you. Point being is, they're all generic, all of them. I mean, seriously, none of them whatsoever had any personality. But you could devote yourselves to them, like as if you know them, like as if they're your friend, or your fucking whoever that you know. Because you're supposed to gain loyalties with them. If you do that, apparently you're supposed to get, like, bonuses of certain kinds, like prices, more access to guns, more access to vehicles. I don't even know where to go for the fucking vehicles, so half the time I'm just stealing ones off the street, even though I'm a vigilante. Yeah, there you go. The only difference is they just flashes a badge and you gotta get the hell out. You gotta get out. Sorry. I have to stop some criminals. Although, actually, I'm just trying to make my way across the fucking map. So yeah, even that mechanic doesn't even make sense. The only way I've ever been able to get a police car is when I'm on a mission already and I'm just standing in a garage. I shit you not. And in any situation, just, you'll see like a white circle bar, like, fill up. Slideshow frames per second as well. And then you get in the car with whoever, or whoever exactly you're with, and it's a police car. The only really truly fun moment was one time when I was on a mission and I was with this one vigilante alongside me, and there was this one criminal, and he basically, I guess, was role-playing that he took this police truck, and he's like, yeah, don't take my fucking loot, nigga, don't take it. And, you know, obviously we steal the car, and at that rate he shoots down our car, we call for backup, it turns into a shootout. Oh, and mind you, if you're just on the street, you can't kill each other, but if you're on a mission, you can kill each other. So, at the end of the day, I played less than 2 hours of this game, and I already have uninstalled it. That's how disappointing this was, and blatantly disappointing as well. I mean, it takes a lot for me to just straight up quit a game, because when I start playing, I'll occasionally come back. I am never, until you want me to start playing that game, fine, I'll waste my space on my damn PS4 and I'll do videos on it just to show you how bad this is. And don't get me wrong, it's subject to change. I don't know if the game's gonna get better, okay, because it's clearly a beta. It's not openly a beta, but obviously from all the mechanics, from all the textures, from everything, goddamn everything, this game has to be a beta. There's no other excuse for it. And it's still, for a beta, should not have been released. They must have rushed this project like hell to try and make some deadline. I guess they were running out of the money. I guess they were, and they just needed the money right now. They needed the transactions. I had just yesterday saw it for the first time. Saw it for the first time looking through the free games, and already it's a failure. If I would give it a 1 out of, or if I would give it from 1 to 10, okay, I would give it a 3, because it's not a complete game. Now there's some good ideas that bump it up 2 points. And the driving and some of the mobility was okay. Last thing I'll say about that, besides you just when you're driving, when you're at like 55 miles per hour, it feels kind of realistic in how slow it actually kind of is. Yet at the same time, it feels too slow. And at the same time, when it is slow, you do not have enough control. So, the only other thing that bumps it up a point, just 1 point, past all of the schematics and the ideas of it, is that it really feels like they tried to make it marketable, because all of the outside things, if it's the intro, if it's the intro in terms of when you just start the game for the first time and you're selecting your sides, if it's the intro to every time you turn on the game, if it's the professionalism of the outside of the game, is great, but that's only 1 point. That's 3 out of 10 as a massive failure. Every other bit of it that I've tried just did not succeed. So, well, you can't ask for that much. It's a free game, but what really rubs the salt in the wounds is the fact that they actually do have microtransactions right now. Why? Why should they? Why should they even consider that at this moment? I don't know. Regardless, all I wanted to say is APB Reloaded is a game you shouldn't play unless you want to have fun seeing how bad it is. And that's the only other thing that makes it okay, because it's so bad it's good. Surprisingly. Don't get me wrong, if you want any substance, don't go there, but if you do want to have a legitimate, modern day, so bad it's good video game, check out APB Reloaded.